Good evening, students. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Python video lesson number 6. In previous lesson, that is Python video lesson number 5, we studied about operators, logical operator. That is what we studied in the previous lesson. So already we studied operators are classified into arithmetic operator, assignment operator, relational operator, logical operator, and then membership operator, ternary operator. Out of this, we finished arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, assignment operator. Two more categories are there. That is membership operator, ternary operator. We will study in the later class. These two kinds of operator we will study in the later class. Now we are going to study about order of precedence. So what do you mean by order of precedence? Which operator should be executed first? If in our expression we are having only one operator, so that will be executed no problem. If in our expression, if we are having more than one operator, for example, plus, minus, multiplication, everything is there in our only one expression. Which operator should be executed first? Which operator should be executed last? That is what is called as a order of precedence. Now I will teach you. Here, assume we are having one expression. For example, a equal to 4 divided by 2 plus 3 star 2 double star 2 minus open bracket 6 minus 5. This is one expression we are having. Assume before that a equal to 4 divided by 2. If this is the expression, you can clearly tell what will be the value will be stored into a. You can clearly tell 4 divided by 2. Number 2 will be assigned to a. That's good. No problem. What about this? Here we are having so many operators: division, addition, multiplication, exponential or order, subtraction, and then once again subtractions. So many operators are there. Which operator should be executed? Then which operator should be executed next? Which operator should be executed at last? That is what is called as a order of precedence. Very simple. We have to follow one rule that is called as a BODMAS. Okay, so BODMAS is a abbreviation for bracket, comma, order, comma, division, comma, multiply, comma, addition, comma, subtraction. So this is the order of precedence. First we have to done bracket, and then we go for order. Order stands for exponential, order or exponential, and then division, multiply, addition, subtraction. That is first letter of the all the words B O D. That is B O D. M A S. That is simply called as BODMAS. Okay. First we should go for bracket, and then order or exponential, and then division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Okay. So simply it is called as a BODMAS. Okay. See, this BODMAS not only for applicable for Python, in all the language. If your expression contains more than one operator, we can use this BODMAS, either C, C++, Java, whatever may be the language. In addition to computer language, these BODMAS rules you can apply into mathematics also. If your expression contains more than one operator, we have to follow this BODMAS rule: bracket, order or exponential, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Now first we go through how we can simplify this one. A equal to, here first we got to find out where is the bracket. So this bracket is there. First this should be carried out. 4 divided by 2 plus 3 star 2. Remaining thing I have to type as it is. Minus. First bracket should be evaluated. 6 minus 5. It gives only number 1. Okay. Then we should go for next one is order. Order means exponential. These two. 2 order of 2. 2 to the power of 2. That should be carried out next. 2 minus plus 3 star. 2 to the power of 2 gives number 4. Then minus 1 should be as it is. Likewise, we get to do. And then we should go for division. Division shell. So 4 divided by 2 should be carried out. It gives only 2. Division gives 2.0 plus 3 star 4 minus 1. Likewise, we get to simplify the expression. And then multiplication is there. After division, multiplication. This should be carried out. 3 star 4. Then 2.0 plus 3 multiplied by 4. It gives 12 minus 1. It will be as it is. Then A equal to. Okay. So now we are having only two operators, plus and minus, addition and subtraction. So first we should carry out addition and then we should carry out subtraction. So 2 plus 12. It gives 14.0 minus 1. At last only we are having subtraction symbol. We should go for A. A equal to 13.0. This is the correct. This is the correct way of simplifying one expression which contains more than one operators. First, wherever the bracket is available, that should be evaluated first. And then we should go for order. That is exponential should be evaluated. Then we should go for division. Then multiplication. Then addition. At last, we should go for subtraction. Even though it is subtraction is available here, since open bracket, close bracket. So we should carry over the first bracket. Bracket gives a first preference. Then order, division, multiply, addition, subtraction. Whatever may be the expression, we can simplify the expression using BODMAS rule. This is the order of expression. Next, we are going to study about statement. Statements are classified into two categories. One is sequential. Another one is control statement. Sequential statements are control statement. These statements execute sequentially one after another. For example, if you are having three statements, consider A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C equal to 30. Now I like to print C equal to C. These all the four statements will be executed one by one. First A equal to 10 will be executed, then B equal to 20 will be executed, then C equal to 30 will be executed. At last print C, comma C will be executed. So these statements are called as sequential statement. These statements will be executed one after another. Until now, we studied only about sequential statements. All the statements will be executed one after another. Now we are going to study about control statement. It transfers control from one part to another part of program. In some cases, we need to transfer the control of the program from one place to another place. So, in order to achieve this purpose, we need some statement. These statements are called as control statements. Again, there are three types of control statements. There are three types of control statements. We will see one by one. First, selective or branching or alternative. So you can either call it as a selective or branching or alternative. B. Iterative or looping. Looping statements. Second one. Third one. Jump statement. Jump statements. So control statement, it transfers the control from one part to another part of the program. There are three types of control statements. They are classified into selective or branching or alternative, iterative or looping or jump statement. First we will see selective or branching or alternative. Transfer the control from one part to another based on condition. Based on one condition. So selective or branching or alternative statement transfer the control from one part to another part based on one condition. Example or types. There are again three types. Simple if. Second one is if else. Third one is if else. So there are three types of selective statements are there. One is simple if. Second one is if else. Third one is if else else. So simple if else if. Iterative statements. Statement or set of statements multiple times. So iterative or looping statement execute single statement or more than one statement multiple times, which are called as iterative statements. There are two types. One is for. First we'll have while. Second one is for. One is while, second one is for. At last, jump statements. Transfer the control from one part to another part of program without any condition. Without any condition. Without any conditions. Transfer the control of the program from one part to another part without any condition. Okay, so here types. There are also three types are there. One is break. Second one is continue. Third one is pause. So once I teach you, statements are classified into two categories: sequential statement, control statement. Sequential statement executed sequentially one after another. Control statement transfer the control from one part to another part of the program. Three types of control statements are there: selective or branching or alternative, iterative or looping statement or jump statements. Selective statement transfer the control from one part to another part based on some conditions. Type simple if else, else. Iterative or looping statement. It executes the statement or set of statements multiple times. There are two types: while for. Jump statement transfer the control from one part of to another part of program without any condition. Types are break, continue, pause. In this lesson, we will study about selective or branching or alternative commands. This part. Simple if. Syntax is if there will be one condition. Again, colon. After that, we need press tab. Here we should have one statement block. Statement block. That's all. So your syntax is if the condition is true, this statement will be executed. If the condition is false, this statement means it may be a single statement or group of statements. The statement block will not execute. Very simple. If the condition is true, condition which should be lies within open bracket or close bracket. If the condition is true, the statement which follows the if statement block which follows the if statement will be executed. Otherwise, if the condition is false, the statement block will not execute. Very simple. Then we should go for if else. Second one is if else. This one is first. This one is second. It has two blocks. We will see. If condition, just like simple if, and then colon, tab, statement block number 1, else, again colon, 1 tab, statement block number 2. Very simple. Here, if the condition is true, the statement block will be executed. If the condition is false, nothing will happen. Whereas in if else, if the condition is true, statement block 1 will be executed, statement block 2 will be skipped out. Otherwise, if the condition is false, statement block 1 will be skipped out, statement block 2 will be executed. At any case, either true or false, any one of the block will be executed. Condition is true, the statement block 1, which is follows if statement, will be executed. If the condition is false, statement block 2, which follows else, will be executed. Any one of the statement will be executed. This is called as if. Third one, if, elif, else. The syntax is if one condition. Consider if we are having so many conditions. In simple if as well as if else, we are having only one condition. Whereas in if else if, we should have so many conditions. In case we are having so many conditions, we should go for if else statement. Statement block number 1. Elif. Again, one more condition. Condition number 2. Statement block number 2. Then it keeps on coming. Okay, no problem. We can drag it. Already you know very well. At last, elif. Again, we have so many conditions. Condition number n. Then statement block n. At last else. Statement else. So this is the if else if else. If the condition number 1 is true, statement block 1 will be executed. Everything other than this will be skipped out. If the condition number 1 is false, it comes here. It will check condition number 2. If the condition 2 is true, statement block 2 will be executed. Everything will be skipped out. Similarly, whatever may be the condition, all the conditions will be checked out. If it is true, the statement which follows the condition will be executed. If it is false, consider all the conditions are false. Condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, so on up to condition. All the conditions are false. At last, statement follows the else will be executed. Okay, this is the usage of simple if else, and then if else if condition. If you are having only one conditions, we should go for either if or if else. If you are having so many conditions, we should go for if else. Okay, today we studied order of precedence, statements, sequential statement, control statement, selective or branching statements, iterative statement, jump statements, as well as how to use the simple if else, and then if else. Now I will explain everything with the help of simple program. Now I like to open the Python. First we'll see order of precedence, and then we go for simple if else, and then if else. Directly we can type simple command here itself. I like to print, okay, order of precedence 4 divided by 2, and then plus 3 star 2. Same thing we can have in the theory part. We can do it again. 2 minus 6 minus 5. Before that, we can do one simple one. We can try it. Since 4 divided by 2, it's very simple. We'll get only 2.0. It's simple. Similarly, I like to do 4 divided by 2 plus 3 star 2 double star 2 minus open bracket 6 minus 5. This is what we have to find. What will be the answer? Already we know very well. The answer is 13.5. How we get the answer 3.5? That is what we studied in the theory part itself. First, this bracket should be carried out. Then this exponential should be carried out. And then multiplication, division. First order, bracket, and then order, and then division, multiplication, addition, at last subtraction. So don't forget BODMAS rule. Bracket, order, division, multiplication, addition, at last we should go for subtraction. Okay, now we will write one program. Simple if. We will write one program which helps us simple if. So already we know very well, if your age is greater than or equal to 18, you are eligible to vote. So I like to type one program. If your age is greater than or equal to 18, there should be some output. You are eligible to vote. I here like to type age equal to int of input, enter your age. Okay, now I have to use syntax of the simple if. If age is greater than or equal to 18, at last cross bracket. This age is greater than or equal to 18 is a condition. If open bracket, close bracket, inside the bracket we are having one condition. If the condition is true, I need one statement or group of statements. You are eligible to vote. You are eligible to vote. Simple, that's all. So age is there. Assume we are getting 45 here. Here age contains 45. Here first the condition should be evaluated. Age is greater than or equal to 18. So 45 is greater than or equal to 18. It is true. the statement which follows the if will be executed. Then you will get the output as you are eligible to vote. We'll check it out. So you ask for my age, I am giving 45. So you are eligible to vote. What will happen, sir, if I am giving 15? So age is enter age. Here I am giving number 15. Age will be assigned with 15. 15 is greater than equal to 18. Condition is false. Nothing will happen. We'll check it out. I am giving 15. The condition is false. You won't get any output. This is the usage of simple if. Instead of the condition is false, nothing will happen. Now I like to type you are not eligible to vote. Then we should go for if else statement. I like to save it as a 16. If else. If else. Here I like to type else colon and then here print. You are not eligible to vote. That's all, very simple. It is if else. If the condition is true, this statement will be executed. This statement will be skipped out. If the condition is false, this statement will not execute. This statement will be executed. Very simple. Then we should go for first I'm giving number 45. You are eligible to vote. Once I compile, run the program. Here I'm giving 15. Condition is false. You are not eligible to vote. So simple if okay, and then if else okay. Then we go for, in both cases, simple if as well as if else. We are having only one condition. In some cases, we can have more than one condition. More than one condition. In that case, we can go for if else. Now we'll explain it. So assume we are having average of marks. We have to get two subjects. We have to find out the average. If the average is greater than or equal to 80, he is passed with A grade. Okay. If the average lies in between 70 and 80, he got B grade. If the average is in between 60 and 70, grade C. If the average lies in between 50 and 60, you should get grade D. If the average is less than 50, is passed with the grade E grade. We are having different slab. Okay, starting from A to E grade. Now we will see how to write that. We are having so many conditions here. First we got to check it up. The average is greater than or equal to 80. Then we have to check it up if the average lies in between 70 to 80. Then 60 to 70. Then 50 to 60. At last, less than 50, we have to check it out. Now we will see the program. First, we are having two subjects. We have to get the marks for two subjects. Input, enter, first mark, first subject marks. Mark, then comma. Here we can get it by using single statement. We can get it two subject marks. Actually, we are having only two subjects. Again, int, input, enter, second subject mark. So we are having two variables here, M1 as well as M2. We are getting marks for this. We have to find out average. Here M1 plus M2 divide by 2. As usual, bracket should be executed first, then division should be executed. Okay, so we find out the average. Here if AVG is greater than or equal to 80. This is the first condition. If the condition is true, print grade A. Grade A. L if then AVG, we have to check it out, is greater than Now we have to find out the average lies in between 70 and 80. Greater than equal to 70 and AVG less than 80. Here we are using untabulated. For untabulated already we studied both left hand side as well as right hand side should be true. Then only the condition will be true. If any one of the condition is false, result will be false. If both conditions are false, result will be false. That is what we studied in the previous lessons itself. So AVG greater than equal to 70. AVG, that is average mark, should be less than 80, as well as it should be greater than or equal to 80. Then only this condition will be true. Now grade B. Then once again else if. Now we got to check mark is lies in between 60 and 50. Greater than or equal to 60 and AVG less than 70. Similarly, if the mark lies in between, average of marks is lies in between 60 to 70, it should be grade C. Likewise, we get to continue. Else if the marks lies in between 50 to 60, greater than or equal to 50 and AVG less than 60. Again colon, print. You should get B grade. Grade B. At last, all the conditions are false. We can have else. Print. Grade. Sorry. ABC, it should be D. It should be E grade. Okay, that's all. So, two subjects mark, we have to get it. We have to find out the average. If the average is greater than or equal to 80, you will get output as a grade A. If the average lies in between 70 to 80, you will get grade B. If the average lies in between 60 to 70, you will get grade C. If the average lies in between 50 to 60, you will get grade D. If the average is less than 50, so this also false, this also false, this condition gives false, this condition also gives false. All the conditions are false. You will get grade E at last. We will check it up. First, I have to give the two subjects mark. Very good marks I am giving 100 and 90. Total will be 190. Average will be 85. So grade A I got, no problem. Similarly, if a grade is, average is 85. So this, 95 is greater than or equal to 80. We can put here also. We can like put average AVG. Then we can easily understand. Some errors are, comma is missing. I am giving 100 as well as 90. Average mark is 95. So grade is A. So this condition is true. 95 greater than 80, true. That is why we got this one. So no need to worry about everything. Everything will be skipped out. Now once again we'll compile it. I'll give marks 80 as well as 85. So average is 82.5. Still we are getting grade A. Here I am giving 80 and 75. So average is 77.5. So B grade. Now we'll check it out. Now the average is 77.5. 77.5 greater than or equal to 80. It is false. Again it comes here. 77.5. It is true. Here 77.5. It is also true. Both sides are true. This and gives true. That is why we have got it B grade. Now we'll check it out. We can give very low marks here. So average is 15.0. Grade E. We'll check it out. Average is 15.0. 15 greater than or equal to 80. False. 15 greater than or equal to 70. It is false. Whereas it will be true. 15 less than 80. True. In between and is there. One condition is true. Another condition is false. So and gives false. Similarly, 15 greater than or equal to 60. It is false. 15 less than 70. It is true. Even though one condition is true, this left hand side condition gives false. So and gives false. It will check it out. 15 greater than or equal to 50, false. 15 less than 60, it is true. So one condition is false and gives false. So all the conditions are false. At last, else statement will be executed. Here, statement which follows else block is else statement. This grade E will be executed. That is why we got grade E. See it here. So likewise, we can do things. If we are having only one condition, then we go for simple if or if else. If we are having more than one condition, we should go for if else. Simple if means we are having one condition. If the condition is true, one statement will be executed. That's all. If the condition is false, nothing will happen. Whereas in if else statement, if the condition is true, one certain set of code will be executed. If the condition is false, another set of statement will be executed. If we're having more than one condition, we should go for if else statement. So thank you, students. Today I stopped here itself. In coming lesson, we can study a little bit more. Until then, thank you, students. Bye-bye.